Hello. I got a green Bonney deck. This is the same deck I got ninth place in the Mexico City Latin America Finals. It is this one by David Alejandro Hernandez. So it's literally just the same deck, but I played a lot of matches with it and I wanted to make a more in-depth guide for it. So first is the leader. So when your opponent attacks, you can rest the specified number of Dawn, then rest when your opponent's leaders are characters. So it's really cool because you're able to stall the game out. This leader effect is timeless pretty much, unless there's major power creep. Even into OP10, it's still seeing play. First is Cavendish. As this guy played, it's 4 of, and I think it's really useful. On play, you can active 2 Dawn or when you're attacking. So even if you're playing into Blackbeard, you still have something that you can do. This Apu is just used as a 2k counter. I've only played him once because of this useless kid. And this useless kid is really cool because you can rest it, then you can play a character with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. And it rests himself, but during your opponent's turn, they have to attack Eustace Captain Kid. So that's the only character that they can attack. So it's another great way of stalling in combination with Jewelry Bonney. Viola is a 2k counter. Doflamingo, it's really cool because you're able to chain Doffy on Doffy. So it's just like a really nice chain, and you're able to stun them for continuous turns. And in combination with the Cavendish, you're able to have Dawn, because when Cavendish attacks, you can gain 2 Dawn back. So then your leader ability is still live on your opponent's turn. The Baby 5 is either a 2k counter or I just summoned it off Kid. The Don Quixote Rocinante is just a blocker, but it's also an additional target for the Baby 5. The Resha character KO thing is also kind of cool because it can also protect them from KO effects too. Baby 5 lets you rest it, then you search for a Don Quixote Pirates card. So just a searcher. The thing is, unlike traditional searchers like Nami, where you just add it to your hand, you need to rest the Baby 5 and a Dawn. And it's an activate main, so it does slow them down a little bit because they usually attack into your Baby 5 instead of the leader, so it's still pretty good, but you usually can't do anything on your first turn other than summon a Baby 5 or Jewelry Bonney. This Hoodie Jones is also really good in this deck, so it's really nice for making pushes, especially because you can rest to your opponent's characters or 2 of their Dawn, and then you gain the top card of your life to your hand. So it's really nice, so that way you can start beating over their characters and just advancing your game state. This Bonney is pretty good too, because when your opponent drops like the 9 Dawn, Purple, Luffy, and other Rush characters, those characters are rested. So then you can play the Bonney to kind of stall it out a little bit. The same thing with the Carrot. The only difference is the Carrot is also when attacking, so it's really good into Blackbeard too. This opponent getting Big A is just a 1+ blocker. If I have extra Dawn, I might just play him as like a way to keep my defenses up, or it's usually just Eustace Kid. So I can get him off Eustace. This card is one that you want to see in your opening hand. It's either this or Baby 5. If you don't see either of them, I usually just like to mulligan, because they really get your plays going. So you can look top 5 and add Supernovas. Baby 5 adds Don Quixote, this adds Supernovas. So every single card in this deck is searchable, except for the 9-cost Shanks, which I will get to. This kid is really good because it's a blocker and it's 7,000 power. So your opponent can attack and do it, and you can like just block something. Then when it comes back to your turn, you can add a Dawn to it, swing, and at the end of your turn, it will be active again. This 9-drop Shanks is super good in combination with Doflamingo. I can like Doffy, and Shanks, and then I have 2 Doflamingos, so then they're able to really clear the board up. And this event is really good thing with Bonney is that you never want to use all of your Dawn. You want to always have one Dawn that's being able to be active unless you want to use Doflamingo. So since this is 0 cost, you don't have to worry about keeping extra Dawn up. So here is the first game against Black Purple Luffy. So I go first and I have the Baby 5, the Hoodie Jones, the Viola, the Kid, and the Cavendish. So I'm going first, so I just play the Baby 5 and I pass. They play their Law, and then they search a Monkey D. Luffy. They pass back to us. We have 3 Dawn now, so we're able to search with Baby 5, add the Doflamingo, equip 1 Dawn, attack the Black Purple Luffy. So the reason I do this instead of like just passing and just or attacking is because like there's nothing else you can really do with the Dawn. You want to like be as effective with your Dawn usage as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack. They take it. I was wanting to bait a 2k counter there, but they don't really take it. Okay, so then now they attack, and this is when the leader ability comes kind of in clutch because their Law is now swapped to Rest. So now they can't attack over the Baby 5. So yeah, I just organized Panda a bit, but once they pass back to me, my Baby 5 can go again if I need to, or so I play the Cavendish first, then I rest them, then I just attack into the Law. So that, because like the Law is just free into the Baby 5 there. So I pass back to them, and they play Black Maria, get a bunch of rested Dawn. And yeah, okay. So then they attack into this. And I use leader ability to swap the Frankie to rested. So this is my 7 Dawn turn. So Cavendish is also 1 attacking. So I need some way to play the Dawn. So I'm gonna play the Bonney to rest or to keep this frozen, and then I'm gonna attack with the Cavendish, getting 2 Dawn back, and then get in again. So then I pass. And then, okay, now Moria comes out. So they're gonna get the Frankie active, the Law arrested. And then they're gonna use leader ability. And okay, now they all have 1 cost. So leader effect again, but I swapped the Maria back because I don't want them to keep getting their rested Dawn and stuff. So then I have a couple options here, but I decided to go for the Jones to move these back to rested. And then the Cavendish will gain me 2 Dawn back when it attacks. So then I'm able to really just clean this up. I don't go for the Moria here because I figured that they definitely have a 1k counter because they have so many cards in hand. But I still have 1 Dawn left over, so I can rest one of the characters when they try to get in. And I think they're going to swing with Moria onto the Cavendish. I rest their leader, and then I try to protect the Cavendish because Cavendish is so integral with Doflamingo and Shanks because it makes them really worth it. They play the blocker, and then they're able to KO with Top Knot, but they got Frankie. They pass on 1 turn, so I know that they have probably have a Gum Giant in hand, but I just get rid of the Shanks because I use the Shanks to get rid of the Moria, and I swing in with that they block it and this Jones too, and I figure that if they have the Gum Giant, they're gonna use it here, or they're gonna block with Frankie. So either it's a win-win situation for us. They're gonna attack first because that way I can't use the Dawn to rest. But I do want to save life because I have 3 life left and they're on 2, so they can quickly get out of hand with more Morias. They have the same setup as before with the Frankie and the Law rested. Okay, now it's back to us. I decided to swing the leader to test for something, and then yeah, I decided to play it like this. And then yeah, the kid can come down and get the blocker. So now they're forced to attack kid. And so now we have a full board. Speed this up a little bit. Okay, so they attack into kid, obviously, and then force this to rest, and then you can make them get over the block with the Rosiante. Now another Moria comes down again, and then they get the Frankie blocker, another Law Search, and then they have one Dawn active, and I figured that they had Gungam Giant because I haven't seen it at all, but they haven't, they're just deciding not to play it, so trying to bait it out somehow. And they finally did it. So now I don't have to worry about it. And I figure there's probably a 1k counter here too. And I decide to yeah, put a bunch of Dawn to attack over Moria. And then play the Bege and pass. I'm trying to keep blockers up because Black Purple Luffy sometimes can feel really swingy, and they can just, that way a lot of times people will prioritize KOing your blockers, so that way my kid can stick around for a bit longer. Is what I was trying to do. But yeah, they KO it with the top knot. They attack with kid. I rest it, and it's about to come back to us. Another Moria. So like I think that's like what, their fourth one now. And that they get the Shirahoshi. So now it's back to us, and it's like, just get this, attack. There's no way that they can get through this board because the kid also protects me. The reason why I did the kid first is because I didn't want to miscount Dawn or something and just lose because of that. But yeah, they're gonna live for one turn, but this is just too much board setup, board presence, especially with 3 life. Because green is really good at keeping cards in hand. So yeah, get the Moria down and make them attack into Rosante. So now they have to put a lot of Dawn into the leader to get over the kid. And yeah, they get the 10 cost Luffy out. So this will give them 1 additional turn, but they lose all the characters. I can't defend against that, so I just let it go through, let them get rid of the kid. But yeah, I protect the Bonney, and that's just it. So now here's my next game against green, yellow, Yamato. So we start off, and the reason I want to show this game is because a lot of the times it can feel like you're losing because you're just so low on life, but that's the point of this deck, is really to grind out and just put your opponent as low cards as possible. So they're gonna get in, and I'll have a couple options. I can't defend against this either way, so I just let it go through. There's nothing I can do here, so just tank it, and I get the Doffy and the kid. I rest it. I had to use the Bonney to search. I think I grabbed the Bonney here. Yeah, the 5 cost. I play 2, and I try to get in. Because with green, yellow, Yamato can get super aggressive, and they have triggers that can KO your characters. So I figured since my Bonney's already rested, I might as well bait the trigger out. But yeah, we defend against this one, so I'm not too keen on taking another 2 to my hand. Another Kikunojo comes down, and I go with Cavendish. This Cavendish is really important to get set up just in this game. And then I attack with Bonney. They defend with the 2k. And I think they're gonna think for a bit here, but they play this, so they're gonna rest the key, get this 3 and rest the Cavendish. So I don't know if people usually swing with Yamato into characters that often because the double attack, so I figured this is gonna happen, and I just take it again. That's 13,000, but I have so many cards in hand, and there's no way that they can come back from this. Especially because now I have a 7k blocker. I just had to get another search because they didn't deal with the Bonney when it first hit. And yeah, another 2k counter gone. No, yeah, so they attack just with the Yamato. But yeah, I have enough hands. I can now counter pretty much anything. I figured that since they didn't attack, that they had I thought they would have something that's rush, but their ace, it was just the ace, and they I don't think ace has. I think ace is their life, not my life, so it can't attack. So I think that I go for another kid here, and then I attack to get 2 more Dawn back. They have to take it. Another Bonney search. And yeah. So as I said during the deck profile, this kid will become active again. So I have 2 7k blockers set up. So they play the Nami to KO the Cavendish. And wait, now the ace attacks, and I use the Bonney to rest the Yamato, and then I just get it into the kid. And yeah, block into this, so that way I don't have to waste a lot of cards in my hand, and I can continue the advantage that I have. They have 3, so it was like perfect time to drop Doffy. It would be a lot better if I had Cavendish, so that way I could still use leader ability. But like, I just saw there would be like no way for them to actually do something here. Yeah, I just checked the trashes real quick to make sure I'm not missing anything from yellow. But yeah, there's nothing else I can really do there. So I block with this. And they rest my other kid. Another ace comes down. And yeah, I don't think I blocked this one because I couldn't block it. So I have 0 life, and like it might be looking kind of bad here. But I was like a little confused on what exactly to do. So I used the Bonney to freeze. And then I equipped one kid with it, so that way I can, because I see they only have 1 card in hand. So I knew that it's probably not a 2k counter. I attack over their Nami. That one attacks over that, and I decide not to attack because that way I have 2 blockers up, and one of their aces is already frozen anyway. And I have 2 2Ks in hand, so they can probably tank it. They play Kikunojo because I think they're wanting me to bait into KOing it so they get life back, but I'm obviously not going to KO it because then I pretty much lose a lot of tempo. So I use this to rest the Yamato, and then I direct its attack to the kid. And here comes Shanks. I use 1 to take out that. I equip this to the kid because I figured that that way I still have the blocker and I can get over the ace. I attack, I get 2 Dawn back. Then, okay, I attack with the Bonney first. Or I'm gonna put a Dawn. It's the same thing either way for me. They both have the same attack pretty much. And then Bonney attacks. It was this, so they live for 1 more turn. But this is just way too much for them to get through. It's pretty much impossible. I don't see anything that they could possibly top deck because they're already out of aces. They give this banish, and I think they're just gonna go for a Hail Mary sweep. Because they're like, okay, so then they're hoping that I don't have any counters in hand, but I can rest that and directly attack, so it's just over from there. Yeah, I just swing for 5k with the leader. So here's my game against Bello Betty. I organize my hand. I'm going first, play the Bonney and pass. As I said, you can't usually do a whole lot on your first turn. They play the Kuma to KO the Bonney, so I just play the Baby 5 and then rest it to search Doffy and pass. I'm trying to skip forward to where they actually do something. So they play the Karasu to give my leader minus 1000, and they beat over the Baby 5, and then they try to attack, but yeah, play Baby 5, and then I rest it to get another Doffy. That was the only target. And I just beat over the Kuma because I don't want it to be like a free attack over with the Kuma into the baby 5. Yeah, I just organized my hand because they played really slowly in this game. So the Inazuma, it has Rush. If one of the characters has 7,000 or more power, which isn't that hard to do because the Bella Betty can pitch to boost by 3,000, but they play Raise Max and they play the 1-cost Bella Betty to search for the Ivankov. Bella Betty attacks into this. I rest this just in case they boost it, and then they have to pass. I play the Mink to the Carrot Mink to rest it. Then I swing in for 6 to bait out a 2k probably, or to see if they'll take it. I'm just trying to gain some hand knowledge. So yeah, the Ivankov searches and plays the Lindbergh. So like I have 3 Doflamingos right now, which is like really good because they can kind of freeze it up. Because the way Bella Betty plays is that they go all in and they go very aggressive. So as you can see here, they only have 3 cards in hand and they pretty much use all their Dawn up, and they don't usually leave a whole lot for counter spells and stuff. So they get over the blocker. I just take it from the Raise Max, which is the Kid, and yeah. So I can't play the Doflamingo this turn because I'm on my 9 Dawn turn. So I was really thinking here on what to do, but I think I just decided with attacking with Carrot and then freezing was probably the best. Yeah, to freeze the Karasu, and play the Kid blocker, equip the Bonney, and then to see if they'd protect it, which they do. I personally don't think I would have protected the Karasu there, because I would want to boost up my guys, because Karasu's not coming back anyway, so that way I might as well just pitch that card, so that way my cards have a lot more power and they can easily beat over. But I mean, that's what I would have done there, or just try to get as swingy as possible. I don't know why they put the Dawn on the Karasu there either, but yeah, I used the spell or the counter spell to get 3,000, and then I just had to take. I shouldn't have taken that. I should have rested the Kid there, but now Doflamingo can come down, and yeah, that's just really good because they have 3 cards in hand, and it's just gonna get really out of control at this point. Because I have 2 more Doffies, and then I can just keep on resting, and the 10-cost Doflamingo from earlier can't attack. I just take this. I don't want to block with the Kid. So first I attack with Doflamingo, so that way I can like know whether or not to rest the leader or not, to see what they have. And yeah, Doflamingo rest everything, and this attack in. See like if they have like a 1k counter, and they use a 2k, so now they know that they have no 1ks. I just have to pass there. I think I skipped too much. Okay, so they attack in the Doflamingo, but that's on my block because I really like the pressure of Doflamingo brings with it being 10,000 power. So once again, I'm trying to test for something, but they just have to take it. So I play the Shanks to get rid of that, and then I go in. So that way I have 1 more Dawn to rest it. And now they have 3 cards in hand, 2 life, and 1 on field. They're able to play this with a trigger, but this is just too much. Even the Dragon, I think, won't make it possible for comeback. So I have 4 in hand, and now they have 0 and 0 Dawn. I can just rest. I should have rested the Dragon. I have no clue why I rested the Ivankov. But another 10-cost Doflamingo, which is the game ending here. Because these are 4 big bodies, so they can tank it. I was really thinking here on what to do. But I think I deploy this, get rid of the dragon. Yeah, this is all a little extra, but I should have just swung. Yeah, they couldn't have defended from this. And yeah, that's it. So this is the longest one, purple Luffy. I think I mulliganed the hand, and we have that. Not mean to do that. I meant to put on 2 times speed. But yeah, we just play Bonney, and we then pass our turn. They take really long, because they almost, like, as you can see by the thing here, they play for 21 minutes. But yeah, they just play Law, Search, the Sanji, 7 cost 1, and then they're gonna attack, or they can't attack, it's turn 2, but I think I just grabbed the 8 cost kid here instead of I already have the cost 1 blocker, and I was hoping that they drop a 2k, or I was hoping that they just tank the life, so that way they have less Dawn they can ramp. Like, either way, that's a pretty good scenario for us. Now they're on their 4 Dawn turn, so they can start ramping their Dawn now by taking life. They play the Bentham, so Bentham will ramp 1 more Dawn, and this is gonna require another 2k from us. But we're also going to rush the Bonclave. So it's our turn now, Cavendish, and then we just beat over Bonclave because they don't have 1 Dawn left for the Gum Giant. So they had no option to take it. And Cavendish is going to start getting us our Dawn back, so when Hoodie Jones or Captain Kidd comes down, it can be game changing. Yeah, the Luffy Taro, because they get, like, they can keep taking their life. This deck already plays pretty slow, so they usually don't have a lot of problem with taking life for ramping Dawn. But they don't have the Sanji, so I don't know why they would commit to the Luffy Taro, especially into the Onami here. I just don't really understand that play that much, because I can rest one of their cards. So yeah, I just go with the resting the Luffy Taro, and I defend. And I think I just dropped Hoodie Jones, and then I gain 1 life, which is the carrot, and then I can attack into Onami, flip 2 Dawn back up. I rest my hand for a little bit, literally nothing they can do here, so I don't know why they're thinking for so long. The Jones attacks into the Luffy Taro, which prompts a 2k. So yeah, they're thinking for a really long time here. Counter step, and then they have the 6 cost Sanji. And yeah, Bonney to get rid of this in case I play another 1 cost Searcher. If I start, like, losing advantage. So I figured that was probably better than attacking the leader, because the leader they definitely have a 1k counter. Where are they gonna play? Okay, yeah, they dropped a 7 drop Sanji. Return. I think they returned 1 Dawn. Now it has Rush. Luffy Taro attacks, and I just yoink the Sanji. I don't know why people don't usually think when they're playing against Bonney. They play their character and then they attack, which is not how you're supposed to play against Bonney, and like in general. Because if you attack into a trigger and it can return that character back. So I usually just hold off on playing characters, which I don't do that here. I should have held off on the carrot until I got in with the Cavendish. Or no, wait, no, I put the carrot here because that way the Dawn is rested for Cavendish to flip back up. But I should have played something with like the 1 cost blocker instead of freezing again with Jelly Bonney. But I think this works out anyway, because their 2 high characters are both frozen. And did they take it? Okay, yeah, the attack fails. They counter it. Okay, so now they go into Luffy Taro into Zoro Juro. And then Zoro Juro search for Sangoro. So they're gonna now attempt to swing at Cavendish. I decided to protect it. It's because I have the kid coming out, so I need the body. Play this, and then yeah, I think I make a really dumb mistake here. Yeah, I forget to equip a Dawn to the kid, so they're not locked to attacking it. But I'm able to freeze the other Luffy Taro. Then they defend with the Gum Giant. I attempt to swing at the leader, which they defend against, and then this prompts, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, a Usohachi. But yeah, they do tank that one, never mind. They draw, and they just, okay, yeah, they draw, have 2 Dawn back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so while we have 10 Dawn, they have 9, because they did return with both the Luffy Taro and the Sanji. Okay, so the Zorojuro attempts to attack Cavendish, but we're able to rest Luffy Taro, and then I force the attack to Rosante. And I was like super confused when this happened. I was like, wait, what? I thought they had to attack Kid, and then I realized I forgot to play the Dawn to it. Yeah, they're on 2 minutes left, so I figured I was probably gonna win this anyway because of the time. So now the Big Mom comes out, and I'm pretty sure that they put the Cavendish back, because the Cavendish had just gotten us back so much Dawn. Yeah, and they put it at the top of my life, so that way I can't potentially get into the 0 cost counter, I think. This time I'm ready to play it, get the Bege out. Yeah, I have 4 Dawn to this, so that way I can beat over this Luffy Taro. So they have 0 Dawn up, right? So I was like, okay, so they can't use Gum Giant to get out of this. There's no way this is like, yeah, enough counters. So I figured that I pretty much just had this in the bag at this point. I really didn't want to play into like a dumb trigger, so which is why I didn't immediately go for life here, and rather wanted to get rid of the characters. But yeah, beat over the Sanji. But I think they're gonna just concede soon, because they can't contest this much. Even though they rested the Bege, that's still a 2k counter, so another way for me to take life. They also decide to ramp, which I think is kind of stupid here, because they don't really have a lot of things to play. And I have Cavendish and 2 Dawn back, and I put a lot of into Carrot to beat over the Big Mom and freeze the Luffy Taro. So I figured that, yeah, like I was like, what if it's like the Gum Giant could like go and bite me, and if they draw into another one, I'll not be able to. I put 1 Dawn in, and then yeah, they just have to scoop it up. So we're back with the deck, and I think this is a really good meta call. I didn't really get to show this off today, but this 4-cost pudding can ruin you. So I recommend that people do watch out for that. If you're playing against blue, be really careful, because like into the green-yellow Yamato game, I just had so many cards in hand. So if a pudding would completely screw me over, you're also searching a lot, so be mindful of it. It's still relatively good into Doflamingo. A Blackbeard matchup is also like not the worst, because you can still do a lot of stuff, even though your Doflamingo and your Shanks can't be your big hitters anymore. Your big hitters can become like this Kid, the Cavendish is on attack, and this is also on attack, and these are one resting, and that's when stuff like the blockers and stuff can really come in handy. You're trying to you suck them dry almost of cards in their hand because of how long the game is going, and eventually they just would rather probably save the card in their hand or something else rather than pitch it with the Blackbeard. So then that's when you can start making your push with the Doflamingo and the Shanks. So that's pretty much all I've got. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.